New beginnings. Like most people, I've had several new beginnings, but to get to my most recent new beginnings, I really need to go back to another new beginning, which occurred when I met a handsome fellow named Stephen, and we got married in July of 1988, and I moved from Houston to Longview to make my new home. Then with the arrival of our son Mitch in 1991 and our daughter Susanna in 1993, we both decided for me to be a stay-at-home mom. I just felt that was a really important thing to do. So that meant we didn't have much, but I wouldn't trade it for a minute. I really enjoyed staying home with my kids. When they both started school, I took a job at Spring Hill as a teaching assistant. And first I was in a class called Early Childhood, or PPCD, which stands for a preschool program for children with disabilities, which meant that we had students from ages 3 to about 8 with various kinds of disabilities. I taught children who had Downs, they were autistic, some had cerebral palsy, some just needed some extra help. I did that for 5 years, and then I moved to a preschool class, and I taught children who didn't speak English. Some were in the military, some were living with their grandparents, and just needed a little extra help. I did that for several years, and when the kids got to be about junior high age, I told Stephen maybe I should find a job that paid a little more. And he said, "Are you ready to leave the kids yet?" And I said, "No, not really." He said, "Then don't. We're fine, we'll manage." I said, "Okay." Our son graduated in 2009, and I again said maybe I should find a different job. And he said, "Are you ready to leave the kids yet?" No, I still wasn't ready. So I continued teaching. I loved my job. I loved the teaching. I loved helping students, watching them learn and blossom and grow. I loved the people I worked with. It was just truly enjoyable, and it was a great stay-at-home job. I was able to be off when the kids were off. I was able to attend all of their different school functions. I could take care of them when they were sick. It was just the perfect job. And then after Mitch graduated, Susanna was starting her senior year in 2010. And I was starting to get a little burned out, thinking I was ready for something new, but didn't know what that was. Not really ready to change yet because Susanna was still in school. So her senior year, I was just agonizing over what to do. Do I stay for another year after she graduates so that I can have that schedule and help her with her first year of college if she needed anything? Should I quit when she quits and start something new? I was just really torn up about it and really in agony, and I kept praying about it. And finally, about November, I just said, "You know what, God? I'm turning it all over to you," which hasn't ever been easy for me, but this time I managed to do it. I was at peace. I felt an overwhelming peace that whatever was going to happen was going to happen. I decided I would just wait until May, and whatever will be, will be. So starting about March of 2011, rumors started circulating around the district about layoffs, and I knew what I needed to do. I went to my principal and I said, "If you have to lay off anybody in this building, let me be one of them." I said, "I'm ready for a change. My kids are grown. I don't need this schedule as much as some other people in the building do. And if by letting me go, someone else can keep their job, so be it." And my principal was like, "Are you sure? I mean, I have seniority. I wouldn't be in the list." I said, "Nope, I'm good." So there were layoffs in other places of the district, and then in May, she came down to my room, and my principal was just in tears, and I said, "Am I laid off?" And she said, yes, but only because you told me to. And I was like, Peggy, this is okay. I'm at peace. I really feel like this is what needs to happen. You know, she had to lay off 5 people, and word kind of got around, and everybody was calling me sweet and nice and everything else, and I told them, no, that's really not true. It's just what I felt like I needed to do. So Susanna graduated in May of 2011, and I graduated too. It just so happens that I have 2 very good friends who own a hardware store, and my kids had been working there, and they just happened to be moving to Tyler in August and leaving a position open. Now, I've always been a firm believer that when God closes a door, He opens a window. And sometimes He slams that door so hard that He propels you through the window whether you're ready or not. That's what God did with me. He told me I was ready for a change. So we moved our kids to Tyler to go to college, and I started working at a hardware store. 3.5 years later, I'm still loving it. I'm happy. I'm working for wonderful people. I love my job. I get to meet people and help people. I'm still fulfilling that part of me that needs to do that. And that has been my new beginning.